Alright, we've already spoken about goalkeepers and centre-backs. It's now time to speak about right-backs in FIFA 23. In the comments below, let me know who are your favourite full-backs to use on the right side so far this year. And also let me know which position should we cover next after this video. Now, I've got to be honest, this right-back top 10 was nowhere near as hard as the centre-back or the goalkeeper one. Those were tough, but this right-back one, for me at least, has been pretty easy. So, let's get into my top 10 and let's see if you guys agree. Before we do see my top 10 though, just like always, let me just reiterate, this is my personal top 10, this is my opinion, and I do factor in value for money in my personal rankings. If you disagree, that's absolutely fine. Let me know which ones you disagree with and agree with in the comments down below. Alright then, to kick us off at number 10 is Inform Traore, a very underrated card in my opinion. I think he's well priced, he's not going to set you back too much, he's about 20k, and if you like a defensive fullback, this is a card worth considering because that is where he excels. He's very quick and just defensively, I just find him to be so solid. Now, in regards to in attack, although he's got some pretty good passing stats, he's definitely not as good as some of the other options that you'll see feature in this video. But I just feel like defensively, the guy is just so solid. So, as I say, if you like to, sit back with your fullback, this is definitely a card to consider. And as I say, he is very well priced. But even if you do get him forward, he does actually have a really good crossing stat. In at number 9 is without doubt one of the most underrated cards on this list, because let me just double check this. Yes, he's currently discard. He's going to cost you 10 or 11k, which is just, it's just mad to be honest, because he's actually insane value at that price. First of all, if you're on next gen, he's lengthy, so instant positive there. But other than that, in terms of a card, he's actually just so well-rounded. He's obviously got very good physicals, as you can see. Defensive stats are quite nice. Dribbling is up to an okay standard. Passing's good enough. And the crossing stat is elite on this card at 89. And even his shooting attributes are decent for a defender. The guy's pretty much got it all. I do wish his acceleration was a little bit better. But when you put like the anchor chem style on this guy, he looks sublime. He really does. And as I say, I don't think he's, a 10 out of 10 top level right back, but he's a very solid 8 out of 10 and excellent value at his cost. So if you haven't tried him, definitely recommend picking up this card, especially in next gen. On old gen, I'm not sure, I haven't played, but on next gen, this card, I'm telling you, is really good. In the 8th place spot is the brand new Squad Foundation's Bruno Perez. Now, quick asterisk, this card has literally just come out and I've been trying him out. Let me say this, there could be some recency bias involved here, but I have to include it because I was impressed with this card. Obviously, the stats actually look really nice, and in terms of value for money, he will cost you a bit of time. He'll cost you no coins, a bit of time, because obviously it's a card that you have to unlock. And honestly, he's worth it, especially if you run with like a Brazilian team, because he's obviously very easy to get in due to his nation link. Great pace on this item, and he's also got surprisingly good shooting as well, which is pretty useful when you've got a meta which is currently ongoing of just outside the foot shots from distance, which this guy is actually capable of. Is he going to do it consistently? No, but is he capable? Absolutely. Also, passing stats aren't too bad, and the dribbling, defending, and physicals are up to a nice standard. And with the anchor chem style applied, this card is a very nice right back option. João Cancelo features in my predictions. Obviously, the base card is a left back, but he can be used as a right back, which is fantastic. And in game, he is actually a very good right back card, and he's another one that benefits from this year's meta of just having attacking fullbacks who can both cross and can also shoot to a semi-decent standard. So that's one of the reasons why he's obviously pretty damn notable this year. 4-star on him as well is also really nice, and just in general he's obviously got very good dribbling for a fullback, so if you like to attack with your fullbacks, he's a great option. And also his passing is just class as well. Like his passing for a defender is brilliant. It really is. So all in all, a top class card. And when I'm talking about this, I'm referring to both the inform and the non-inform, because like the difference between the inform and the non-inform isn't that big, to be honest. But yeah, both cards are absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Cancelo definitely deserving of a mention in this video, and maybe a bit unlucky not to rank a little bit higher. Alright, this next one's interesting, and I do have some comments to make on it, so before you complain in the comments, listen to what I've got to say. We do have out of position Perisic, and there's a bit of method to my madness. Now, when this guy is given an anchor chem style, he's an absolute beast in that right back role. And like Cancelo, it's because not only is he, you know, decent defensively, but offensively, he's absolutely outstanding for that position. 5-star weak foot, obviously just terrific. 4-star skills, incredible passing stats, dribbling's to a good standard. The guy can score from distance, and with the Anchor Chem style, his defensive stats are actually pretty nice, and his physicals are already good. So he does actually make for a terrific right-back option. But let me say this, if you're using him in that position, you're doing it at a bit of a luxury, to be honest. Perisic is an absolutely phenomenal cam. Like, he is terrific in that role. If you're going to have him in your team, you should definitely be using him in a more advanced role than right back. However, he does make for a very good right back as well. So, yeah, I get the feeling the people who are going to be using this card at right back are going to be the kind of people who've got, like, insane cams already. But, yeah, trust me, he makes for a very good fullback option. Alright, now the top 5, and we're going to have our first icon, not the last, but the first icon to feature in this video. Of course it is Zambrotta. 4-star skills, 5-star weak foot, and just some really nice stats. The physicals are great with the high aggression, the high stamina, the defensive stats are solid for most part, and the dribbling, passing, and even shooting, to be fair, are really nice for a fullback. And this is another one of them cards where with the right chem style he does become something special. Like, I think with Anchor he's absolutely terrific, and if you are on obviously old gen, that is definitely the chem style to use. But if you do value that lengthy accelerate type on next gen, you can actually do that with Zambrotta with the Architect chem style. So you do have, you know, a bit of options with this. And honestly, I think Zambrotta's class this year. I think this is actually the year where Zambrotta has been, like, at his best. Like, I really do. Great card, and another one that I don't come up against much, but when I used him, wow, he was so good. Another icon is in the 4th place spot. It's going to be Carlos Alberto. I don't think anyone will be surprised, you know, to see this card in these rankings. He's another one that's just absolutely ridiculous in game. A ton of pace. The physicals in game feel really good due to the high strength of 85. In terms of like one-on-one defending, his stats are absolutely sublime. So he just gets the job done in those scenarios, and also obviously dribbling and passing are up to a pretty solid standard. Obviously lacking in the long passing compared to some other players available for his position, but his short passing, crossing are really nice. Yeah, in terms of like defensive right backs, you're really not going to get too much better than this item. For our 3rd icon in a row and our final icon in the video, we have Cafu, who, by the way, is going to set you back around 1 million coins. So he's definitely expensive, and he is, in fact, the most expensive player to feature in this video. There are definitely better players in terms of value for money in this list, but in terms of just, like, right backs, like, there aren't many better in the game in general. But anyway, what is 1 million coins going to get you? It's going to get you a premium right back. He's got the pace. His physicals for a fullback are really good, and defensively his stats are absolutely outstanding. And also his dribbling stats, they're so good as well, as are his passing stats. Like, his distribution was incredible when I tried him out. And also another thing for next gen players, you put an anchor on this guy, he becomes lengthy. You put an architect on him, he becomes lengthy. You put a marksman on him, he also becomes lengthy. But I feel like most people, for the most part, are going to put the anchor chem style on him, either if they're using him on next gen or old gen. And when you do that, 94 pace, 92 strength, and some of the defensive stats are just ridiculous at that point. Premium card right here. The only reason he's not ranking high for me is just because of that value for money thing. Like, 1 million into a fullback, it's not worth it, is it? Like, it really is a flex if you've got this guy in your team, especially at this stage of FIFA, let's be honest, because, yeah, 1 million on a right back is just nuts. It seems rather boring going from like 3 icons and all these special cards in a row to end with 2 normal cards, but that's what we're going to do. In 2nd place for me is Hakimi. I love this guy this year. Like, last year he was like really good. I think this year, even though he's had a downgrade, he just feels better for me. Like, I wasn't as big of a fan of him last year as everyone else was, but this year, like, he's become pretty much my go-to. 1, because he's class, and 2, because he fits my team a bit better than the player in number 1, but number 1 I do believe is the better right back. Anyway, Hakimi, what do we like about him? I like the fact that he can pretty much do it all. And he's not overly expensive either. I think he's terrific value at his cost, because you can pick this guy up for obviously under 50k. Just let me just double check that just to make sure I'm not talking garbage. And 35k, even better value than I thought he was. I think I picked mine up for, I picked mine up for 39k, so I've done alright there. Anyway, we're rambling. What do we like about Hakimi? I mainly like the fact that I think he outperforms his in-game stats. Like, his defensive stats aren't anything amazing, yet in-game, he's a beast. He really, really is. He's got the strength to just somehow just knock like would-be attackers off the ball, even though he's only got 72 strength. So yeah, I just like the fact that he outperforms his stats and just feels like an absolute beast of a right back in game. He's good going backwards, defending, and he's pretty good going forward offensively as well. And he's also one of them players who, when going forward with the ball, for whatever reason, at least in my opinion, feels absolutely rapid. Getting down the wing with this guy, I think, is actually quite easy. So to finish us off in the number 1 spot, it is of course Kyle Walker, and I'm fully aware it's the boring pick, but he's just so damn good. He's been like the best right back, especially in regards to like non-informs, like since like FIFA 13. Like, he's been the go-to right back for Premier League teams since then, and it looks like that's not going to stop anytime soon. He's just class, and he only costs you around 100k as well, so he's decent value at that price, especially considering the cost of the icons that we mentioned previously. Like I said, in my rankings, value for money does count, and that's why obviously Walker does rank ahead of some people. Anyway, what is it to like about this card? Everything, really. He's just a bit broken, isn't he? He's one of them players who will catch up to anyone in the game, and he's also got like the physicals to just knock pretty much anyone off the ball as well. And also, if you're on next gen, he can be lengthy as well. I believe he's actually lengthy by standard. He is. So yeah, you put an anchor chem style on him, he becomes even quicker, even stronger, and even better defensively. And at that point, you've just got, you know, what I perceive to be, you know, the best value, the best choice of right back available in the game, especially when, as I say, he only cost 100k. So yeah, for me, Kyle Walker is number 1. I know it's the boring pick, but he's just so good defensively, isn't he? And even going forward, he feels so damn quick. I just hate coming up against him. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the best right backs in FIFA 23 Ultimate Team as things stand. Obviously, we're still only about just over a month into the game, so we've got time for all these rankings to change, and hopefully they will in the coming months when we get more special fullback cards. In the comments below, let me know who are your favourite right backs this year, and also let me know what position we should cover next. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.